We automatically make a backup of your data every night whenever you make a change to a layer. We keep these backups of your data for as long as you use our service. We store these backups in a different region in the country. The purpose of the Backup Manager is to control these backups. To access the Backup Manager, open your list of layers. Select the layer you want to back up from, and then select the More option. Now go down and select the Backup Manager. We can now see a list of all the available backups of changes to this layer. You can use the Backup Manager to select a backup date and create a new layer that contains the data from that backup. You can then compare it to the existing layer to make sure it has all the data you are looking for. If it doesn't, then simply delete the new layer and try a different backup date. So, for example, I want to use the backup from 1/28/2020. So I select the backup, then I come down here and click Restore. And it pops up saying a new layer was created. It can be found in my list of layers, so I go back to my list of layers here. Scroll down to the bottom and we see Restored 1/28/2020. So now, if I want to shut off all these other layers, I can compare the new layer to the old one. So, now that since this layer is not the one I wanted, I can click on it, and again under the More tab here, click Remove Layer. And now that layer has been removed. So then I can once again go back up here to my mains, Backup Manager, and I actually want the 1/22/2021. And again, click Restore Backup. And once it's done, there we go. So go to my list of layers, and I can compare them, and yes, I like that. So since this is the one I want, I can click on it, go to the settings, and then here under layer name, I can rename it to say Water Mains. And don't forget to click Save Display Settings. Another thing, when you restore a backup, you always have to go and give permissions. So Settings, User Permissions. Then I want to come down here and give myself edit permissions on that layer. You can also use the Backup Manager to make a backup of your data right now. This is a good practice if you are about to do something experimental that could accidentally mess up your data. For example, exporting to Excel to make a large number of changes and importing the data. To see an example of how you can do that, see video 260 for more information. So, to create a backup of the layer now, I'll go here, and again I'm going to keep using this Water Mains layer as an example, and then More, Backup Manager. Now down here under Backup Now, I can create a backup, and click OK, and boom, pops up in my list of backups here.